Today, folks, a new week and essentially the same BS. You know, what is India coming to? Gyan, Vapi, dig in here, dig in there, finding a shivling here, finding a murti there, all there to prove that there are temples all over India. Probably true, right? But is it going to change? Is it going to change what we have here? WPI inflation at record high of 15.08 in April. Rupee touches all-time intraday low of 17.79. And you know that this government really is only about divide and rule, right? You see them getting into trouble into UP. They've seen what's happened with Akhilesh and the way he's increased his vote share and gone up by 12 percentage points. So what are they doing? Going after Shivpal Yadav. And now it seems the other gentleman who's just got out of jail. Both. Pathetic. Both these people. If they jump in and create this party like Owaisi, pathetic. They're not looking after their communities. They're not, right? So here we have it. Fresh case against Lalu Kinnan land for job scam. So this is a land for jobs scam. So there's the other place, state they're in trouble, isn't Bihar. Big trouble, right? Because Nitish knows that, you know, if he sticks around with these guys, he's toast after this, right? So what do you have, right? You have a situation where this case has been dug up from 1998, right? Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. But you see that they're on the back foot. And the reason why it's in the back foot is because the sounding chamber in our Pradhan Sevak is just sounding his own voice, right? And as this person says, but na dal samta, it's getting lonely at the top. It sure is. But I put it the other way. He says the political landscape is conducive to a single party rule at the center. In India, political power of the kind associated with single party rule is mostly leadership driven, not cadre-led. So this is what happens. When it's not cadre-led, you stop, it becomes an echo chamber. You're the best, you're the biggest, you're the best, you're the biggest. And nothing could be furthest from the truth on the ground, right? So when you have this, PM's personal equation which she resolved many crises, says NSA Dover. I remember this song. The song. So when Dover talks about the social relationship, you know the song I said I was reminded. Ye dosti hum nahi todenge, de denge zameen magar tera saath na chhodenge. So you invited these guys in, right?
क्योंकि ये चीजें बढ़ी रही है, खत्म तो होगी नहीं है। तो सतीश जी की बात सही है कि आप कितनी भी आलोचना करो, आएगा तो आएगा।
देखिए, जब तक 80 करोड़ लोगों को अनाज फ्री में मिल रहा है, तब तक उनके लिए तो महंगाई का कोई मायना नहीं है। महंगाई, घर में अनाज आ रहा है, बाकी चीजों की व्यवस्था वो कर लेते हैं। और जो रोजगार, हम बेरोजगारी की बात करते हैं, लेकिन रोजगार तो मिल रहा है ना। कहीं कुतुब मीनार के सामने खड़ा होकर चिल्लाने के लिए रोजगार मिल रहा है, कहीं किसी के खिलाफ जाके बोलने के लिए रोजगार मिल रहा है। और अभी शुरुआत है। मैं बिल्कुल जो कह रहे थे।
So basically you invite China in and as a guest, a special relationship, you give him samosas, you give him gulab jamuns, you swing him around on your swing and on the Zabardast. But then the guest just decides to stick around there. You're such hospitality, so good. He ain't leaving, boy. He ain't leaving. So let's see. But you know what, when it happens, Indira became India, India became Indira, it started her downfall. And it's going to just do this, like, you know, you try to make a god out of a normal human being, not even a special human being. Book on PM to become Gita for those in politics, says Shah. Now, why would you get Gita, right? Previous governments did not support youth during IT revolution, says PM. Let me just tell you, because of no employment and the way they are essentially verticalizing and, you know, making this education so difficult, the youth are not at the top of the list of their scheme of things either, right? Because all they believe is in, like I said, like, you know, Guru Shishya. You listen and don't question is all they want. They don't want a thinking youth, right? That's the tragedy, right? Indianists are only caste PM invokes Narayan Guru. So what happens with all these Dalit lynchings and all, and the way they are treated, and still manual scavenging continues? Pray, tell us, right? Students are usually anti-government but shouldn't be anti-national, says RSS. Now this is what I mean. So they're drawing this crazy analogy, anti-national, student should be off. What do you mean? That student is a student, man. He's going to have thought. Do you remember the kind of stuff that happened anti-Vietnam student movement in the United States? That's what it's all about. Varsity should not be ground for ideological conflicts. And one of them, and this is rich coming from it, right? Because ABVP, that's all it's doing. It's all about culture and culture and culture. So how that's different? India is the world's only geocultural country, said Shah. Man, that's tough. Does he understand that word? Firstly, he has difficulty in English. Geocultural. Well, I guess. Show patriotism through acts of kindness, says PM. Right, first show kindness to the minority, show kindness to the Dalits, to the tribals, then we think about not take their land away like he's done in Gujarat, right? As CM and PM Modi, a bold decision maker, doer, says Naidu. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, go to bed, man. This is kind of, it's misusing the position he's in. Vice president and presidents are above politics, right? Above politics. At least that's what I was told. Can't relax plan for next 20 years, 25 years, Modi at BJP made. God save this country. Don't divide Indians on linguistic lines, says PM. The country was always divided on linguistic lines. There's no question of dividing it. Now what's happening is you're dividing it by trying to make Hindi the permanent language. Even though Shiv Sena has jumped in. I don't know why, because Rawat himself speaks barely any proper Hindi, right? Neither does any Gujarati speak any proper Hindi for that matter of fact, right? And all their guys from Telangana and Assam, every Sarna speaks Hindi. Really, the kind we speak. Wow. Ain't happening. IB flags coverage of Jahangirpuri, Ukraine misleading and provocative. No benefits to violence, need to bring communities together, says RSS chief, right? PM schemes will end appeasement politics, bats for 100% coverage of beneficiary. But be very careful here, folks. He's trying to make a beggar out of everybody at the lower level. So that then he, just like Nehru did with education, right? Where the Brahmins and the upper caste were able to control the rest of the India by controlling higher education. He's trying to do it by just making sure you stay at the bottom as a beneficiary. PM preparing base to make India world number 1 by 47. And 47, right? If I was born in 1960, I'd be 107. Modi Shah dead and gone. I'm not sure what they're batting for, guys. Must ensure traditional Indian medicine meets global standards, says PM. If Baba Ramdev is responsible for this, we ain't meeting any standard. India to get record number of doctors in 10 years, says Modi. Pray how? He keeps saying largest, biggest. How? I'm not sure. Reduce slavery to foreign items, says PM. So they pick up words. It'll become a Gita. Reduce slavery. It's kind of create something of slavery. What are we going to buy? There's nothing available out there which is totally Indian, right? Irani in Wayanad, much here that hasn't been done. Irani is another faff, man. Haryana, BJP MLA takes oath to make India Hindu Rashtra. So this is what's really all about, right? BJP sets up panel to bolster party in 74,000 booths. Right. Highest corporate donations in 2019-2020 went to BJP ADR report. Right? So what do, man? They are hogging up everything. But this is what they should remember. Majoritarianism is against every economic principle, says Rajan. The way we see majoritarianism playing out will be extremely dangerous for the future of India. I think it should be resisted at every step. Raghuram Rajan. And that, folk, is the reality. This country will not get ahead economically or uplift the poor. Maybe they don't want to, right? They just want their chosen few to be uplifted. Give them crumbs. Okay, I'll give you 3,000 bucks. Get this guy on to be, go and lynch that guy. That kind of thing. But it ain't coming out looking like roses at this point in time, folks. Sorry. Cheers.
यूपी में 69,000 शिक्षक भर्ती का मामला एक बार फिर से गर्माता जा रहा है। शिक्षक भर्ती को लेकर अभ्यर्थी कई बार सड़कों पर उतरकर प्रदर्शन कर चुके हैं और आज एक बार फिर से 69,000 शिक्षक भर्ती के अभ्यर्थी सड़कों पर उतरे और प्रदर्शन किया। 6800 सीट के लिए अभ्यर्थियों ने राजधानी लखनऊ के माल एवेन्यू स्थित बेसिक शिक्षा मंत्री संदीप सिंह के आवास के बाहर प्रदर्शन किया। अभ्यर्थियों ने बेसिक शिक्षा मंत्री के आवास के बाहर जमकर प्रदर्शन और नारेबाजी की।
So this is the other funny thing that skit that I'm going to do. Funny. Goli Maro. Kisko. Goli Maro. You remember this guy? So now he's up at Keynes, right? He's refurbished, he's got his beard trimmed, he's got wearing spectacles, looking respectable, right? But hey, you know where his heart is. So he says, India, country of honor at Cannes Film Festival. Then he says something that I really enjoyed, right? India has a lot of stories to tell, can be content hub of the world, right? Says PM. Reiterates government vow to enhance ease of doing business in the film sector. Now look at, he's right. We got brilliant stories, right? Like this, cops from these states tussle over BJP leaders' arrest. Funny, right? Great story. Then you have mockery of PIL, HC rejects plea on Taj Mahal. Another excellent story. Taj Mahal is something India is known by globally. And we have these loonies from the BJP, of course, who want to dig it up, who want to open all the doors, right? Then you have this great story of you. This is going to hit the charts, Golden Globes. Students refuse midday meals by Dalit cook again. Now remember the last one, right? Where the Prime Minister had said the only caste is Indianness. Let's see about that. And then this is another great story. MP tribals lynched, SP shifted, CM orders pro. Same thing, I guess. Lynching of 2 tribals in MP, 13 held. Congress MLA alleges Bajrang Dal link. Then another great stuff. Gyan Vapi survey to continue sales quote. So the world is thinking, is this country gone mad? I don't know, what's it digging for? Then there's another great story. Bulldozers raise illegal structures across city. Okay. Another brilliant one. But this is reality. India slides 8 places to 150 in 2020 Press Freedom Index. Real story, right? Another great one. Hindu groups want Qutub Minar renamed Vishnu Stump. 44. Well, these are the kind of stories he's right. You know, Anurag Thakur is right. Dalit groom forced to get down from horse in Uttarakhand pro-born. Well, great story. Jodhpur tents after clashes, authorities impose curfew. Another great. I mean, I just can't believe how many great stories we have, right? 3-year-old raped and murdered by cousins in Uttarakhand to held. Teen survivors rape at UP Thana. SHO 5 other cops arrested. This is a crazy story doing in UP, right? Then you have about food. SC query as meat of Lakshadweep midday meal. All at GNU free to eat and wear as they wish, says Vice Chancellor. Another died in the wool Bhagwadari lady. Nothing untoward should happen at Dharm Sansad. Supreme Court warns Uttarakhand. So that's great stories, right? Haridwar DM, no not sought, won't allow Dharm Sansad. UP mosque said to limit Azan volume ahead of key festival. Great stuff for India, man. Great stories. 45.7 loudspeakers removed across UP after Yogi order. Yogi order, 45.7 things removed. Brilliant, right? No place in country if you don't speak Hindi. UP minister fans it all. We are not squatters. No notice, house raised due to marriage. Well, there was this interfaith marriage. Plaque in Mohammadpur village gives a new name, Madhavpur. So that's the other great story. Changing names, right? 2 MP tribals lynched for alleged cow slaughter. Delhi BJP change Mughal names of roads in New Delhi. Wow, man, story after story, Anuragji, a story. That this is a story actually that's doing worldwide work, right? Mundra drug haul linked to Pakistan terror outfit, says NIA. Pak-based terror group linked to drugs seized at Mundra, says NIA. Hate speeches are spoiling the atmosphere, says Supreme Court. They sure. But let's talk about the drug haul. That's singing globally. We have the biggest drug haul, which we don't know what's happened in Gujarat in Mundra. Now, you can keep connecting it, but you keep connecting the links. It's ISI, jihadis with Mundra and Adani. Go figure that out. Gujarat ATS seizes heroin worth 775 crores from Muzaffarnagar. And stop Haridwar Dharam Sansad eminent people right to Dhami. Do research. NC denies not to open Taj Mahal. These are great stories, man. He's right. Great amount of content available here. But will it ever pass the cutting chop that Anurag Thakur's department is going to do once these serials come out? I don't know, folks. I don't know.
नमस्कार, दिन भर की बड़ी खबरों में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं परवीन शेख। इस बुलेटिन में आज बात होगी बेकाबू होती महंगाई की, अखिलेश के फैसले से बढ़ती योगी की मुश्किलों की। जानेंगे यूपी में कानून व्यवस्था की स्थिति पर क्यों उठ रहे हैं सवाल। दिल्ली नगर निगम को लेकर क्या है मोदी सरकार का प्लान। बात करेंगे केंद्र सरकार के फैसलों से बीजेपी सांसद की बढ़ती नाराजगी की। पंजाब से राज्यसभा उम्मीदवारों को लेकर मुश्किल में फंसी आग की। और बुलेटिन के आखिर में बात देश की धीमी पड़ती विकास दर की। लेकिन तमाम बड़ी खबरों से पहले एक
So finally, when people made some noise, all these boys made some noise, and the government had to stop this Pawan Hans BS, Pawan Hans sale. Government to examine NCLT order on key stakeholder. NCLT has questioned financial health of Almas Global that holds majority stake in Winnervet. Now, who the hell is Almas Global, right? CGI, on the other hand, continues to at least bring some cheer with their statements to the people, citizens of this country. CGI, protection of people's rights and dignity, key to healthy democracy. Damn right. Supreme Court, can rights be protected till sedition review is over? This is something of the past, but I thought I'd just bring it up. It's lying around with me. But remind you again, Apex Court wants sedition cases to be kept in abeyance till government re-examines the law. That's what I mentioned earlier. Why can't sedition law be put on hold? I asked the same question. Right? So here we go, folks. End for today. Ain't looking as good as it should. Ain't smelling like roses. In fact, it's stinking. The economy is stinking. The inflation is out there. Finally, the government forced to cut down the VAT on all the taxes on fuel. But hey, it's like I said, it's like they took it up $10, brought it down 9. Now there's all the information that the under recovery of the PSUs will take it back up in a couple of months. I mean, less than a month. So watch this space, folks. We are being made fools out of. Jai Hind.
थाने के अंदर एक गैंग रेप की पीड़िता जाती है, उसके साथ थानेदार रेप कर रहा है ललितपुर के अंदर एक थानेदार गैंग रेप की पीड़िता के साथ रेप कर रहा है। चंदौली में पुलिस वाले घुस के एक बेटी को इतना पीटते हैं कि उसकी मौत हो जाती है। प्रयागराज में एक थानेदार अपने ही महिला कांस्टेबल को गाली गलौज करके मारपीट करके उसके साथ बलात्कार करता है। जिस प्रदेश के अंदर छोटी छोटी बच्चियों के साथ बलात्कार हो रहा है, 7 लोगों का एक साथ मर्डर हो जा रहा है, प्रयागराज में एक हफ्ते में 2 ऐसी घटनाएं हुई। उस प्रदेश का मुख्यमंत्री अपनी उपलब्धि यही बता रहा है कि हमने कैसे नमाज पढ़ने से रोक दिया और कैसे लाउड स्पीकर हटा दिया। अरे लोगों की सुरक्षा का क्या होगा, ये तो बताओ आप।